Okay, this course is the fish byproduct technology. In last semester, we have studied about the fish products and value-added fish product. So basically, while we are going for the preparation of any kinds of fish and fishery products, so ultimately we are generating a lot of amount of waste. Okay, and that waste we don't have to throw, we don't have to discard. We must have to utilize that product, that waste into some usable product, whether it is a agriculture based or whether it is a application in the field of agriculture, whether it is a application in the field of industrial, whether it is a means prepared for the human consumption or pharmaceuticals or medical application. So that means waste we must have to utilize because it is a economic activity. It's playing a very large economic activities. So while preparing that product or any kind of value-added fishery products, so we are generating a lot of amount of waste. So it has been seen that on an average, if we are preparing the product, we will produce this, say for example, 1 kg of fish is there, and we want to prepare some value-added fish products or any products from that 1 kg. So on an average, it has been seen that the 50% of the fish muscles are edible and 50% are inedible or non-edible. So this 50% is edible and 50% is inedible. That means only 50% we are utilizing for preparation of the food or preparation of the product. But the rest of the 50% we must have to means we must have to convert or we must have to utilize in other way besides this product. So that's why this technology claims that the byproduct. So we are preparing this product, that means byproduct, from the non-edible portion of the fish meat or non-edible portion of the fish muscles or non-edible portion of the fish, whereas we are preparing a product from the edible portion of the meat or edible portion of the fish. So this byproduct is prepared from the non-edible portion. So if we are preparing the product, we are generating a lot of amount of waste. So this waste must be utilized for human consumption or industrial application or agriculture application. Okay. So traditionally जो है fishery byproducts जो है basically it covers the fish meal is there, fish body oil is there, fish liver oil is there, fish moss is there, fish isinglass is there. So these are the traditional fishery byproducts. Then fish protein concentrate is there, fish albumin is there, fish gelatin is there, pearl essence is there, peptones is there, amino acids is there, protamines is there, fish skin is also there, especially for leather manufacturing. So all these are the means we can say the byproduct. Generally, we are preparing from the fish or fish waste. Then one of the byproduct is the chitin and chitogen. So this, especially this shrimp, crab, lobster, these are the some shellfish which generating a lot of amount of waste because their external exoskeleton is made up of this chitin, and that carapace or head region is we are means removing while preparing the product from this shellfish, whether it is a shrimp or crab or lobster. So this chitin we must have to convert into some usable product, then only it is having some application. Otherwise we are generating a lot of amount of waste because in our country we can see that we are
Sir,
getting a export, we are getting a export in terms of value from this shrimp. So while preparing the product from the shrimps, we are generating a lot of amount of waste in terms of this carapace or this exoskeleton. So this chitin. So we must have to convert this chitin into some usable product so that people can utilize. Yeah, Shrikant.
सर स्लाइड नहीं दिख रहा था सर.
आंख खोलो ना यार, आंख बंद करके रखोगे तो कैसे दिखेगा? अभी दिख रहा है
सर. सर पहला ही
आगे नहीं
स्लाइड
पढ़े,
है.
इंट्रोडक्शन
अच्छा
दे
अच्छा
रहे
ठीक.
अरे दिस इज द क्लास, स्लाइड नहीं दिख रहा है तो पहले तो तुमको हम ब्रीफ बताएं फिश बाई प्रोडक्ट क्या है नहीं है, आगे जब होगा हम
ओके
जब
ओके सर. ओके सर.
अजीब बात है यार. सो दिस काइटिन और काइटिन जो है स्पेशली हमारा श्रिम्प, क्रैब और लॉबस्टर जो है उसका जो एक्सटर्नल सेल है एंड दैट सेल इज मेड अप ऑफ काइटिन. सो दिस काइटिन we are getting a lot of amount of waste from the this industry. So we must have to convert this chitin into some usable product so that we can utilize. Yeah, and this is a very high economic value product, byproduct we can say, chitin and chitogen. Then we are also having this biochemical and pharmaceutical products, especially that's suppose bile salt is there, insulin is there, especially for diabetes patients this insulin is there. So we are also preparing the insulin, we are also preparing the bile salt, then glucosamine is there. So this is especially for the biochemicals and pharmaceuticals application. Okay, so this traditional byproducts, first is the fish meal. So today we are going to cover this fish meal. Okay, so this fish meals we are preparing from two sources. That means we are preparing from the fish, lean fish, as well as from the fatty fish or fish waste also. सपोज कोई प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री है और प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री से हमारा बहुत सारा वेस्ट जनरेट हो रहा है. So we don't have to discard this waste, we must have to utilize for other purpose. So shrimp waste is there, or fish waste is there, or fish processing waste is there, or fish is there. Suppose if we are going for the catching to the sea and we are getting a huge catch, especially in shrimp trawling. So shrimp trawling, there will be a lot of, besides these shrimps, a lot of other catches will be there. So this catch we don't have to discard into the sea, we must have to utilize. So this one of the utilization of that catch is the production of fish meal. So we are preparing the fish meal from fatty fish or non-fatty fish, or fish offal, or the waste which is generated from the fish processing industries. So after the preparation of the fish meal, where it is going to be utilized? So we are utilizing for feeding of this cattle. For feeding of the cattle, we are going to feed the cattle, we are going to feed this poultry, we are going to feed this pig, we are going to feed this sheep, we are going to feed this horse, we are going to feed the dogs or pets. So we are preparing the food for this organism. We can also incorporate at some percent, because fish is a rich source of protein. So it must, if we are preparing the fish meals, definitely fish meal is also having some amount of protein in their fish meal. So either we can incorporate this fish meal as a protein supplement to the diet of this cattle, poultry, sheep, pig, horse, or dog. Even though besides this cattle or poultry, we can also incorporate in the feed of the fish some in terms of some percentage of the proteins. So we can also incorporate in the feed of the fish. So that is the utilization. Okay, then importance, if we are saying the importance of the fish meal, as we know, this fish meal we are preparing the fish. So fish is a rich source of protein. So it's also carrying a lot of amino acids. So especially the high quality proteins, this fish meal is having a high quality protein. having this amino acid, lysine, cysteine, methionine. So if we are preparing the feed for the cattle, we are preparing the feed for the fish, or we are preparing the feed for poultry, and especially if we are taking a raw materials for cereal based product, so that cereal based product is insufficient or lacking this amino acid, lysine, cysteine, and methionine. So we can use this fish meal and we can incorporate in the feed of the cattle, poultry, fish, dogs, sheep. Okay. Then it also having a good source of vitamins, especially this cyanocobalamin, choline, niacin, pantothenic acid, and riboflavin. This fish meal is a rich source in minerals, especially calcium, because we are preparing the meal from the whole fish. So whole fish, the bones will be there. So that bones will having a rich source of this calcium, phosphorus. So these minerals, calcium, phosphorus, copper, then iron, and some trace elements is also having a rich source in the fish meal. It also contains, the fish meal also contains some unknown growth promoting factor. So this unknown growth promoting factor is playing a role in promoting the growth of fishes, in promoting the growth of cattle, in promoting the growth of the poultry, if we are incorporating this feed into their diet. Then raw material, what raw materials we can use for the preparation of the fish meal? So traditionally it has been seen that the fatty fish is most suitable for the production of fish meal. So in our country, this India, so this the fish meal factory that has been not sorry in India, this raw materials, that means we are using the oil sardine, the sardinella longiceps in India. That is the candidate species for the production of fish meal. Whereas in Peru, the anchovies is utilized. Then USA, Manhattan is there. Pilchard and anchovy, especially from South Africa. Pilchard and anchovies from South Africa. Then Norway, herring and capelin. Norway, they are using the herring and capelin fishes for the production of fish meals. And the first fish meal factory that was been established in the year of 1884, that is in the Norway, 1884, Norway. Then small bycatch from shrimp trawling, जो shrimp trawling आ रहे हैं उससे जो bycatch आ रहा है, क्या होता है when we are going for catch the fish into the sea, so sometimes from the main species we are getting other species also, and to store that species or to store that catch, we don't have a sufficient amount of storage because the catch is so much, we are not able to store. So fishermen, what they are doing is they are simply discarding that catch into the water, sea water. See how much amount of fuel they have spent to catch that fish or bycatch, and after catching again they are dumping into the sea water. So that is not a good economical activity. So we must have to utilize or convert this catch into some usable product. So one of the utilization of this bycatch is the conversion into the shrimp, fish meal. Then the waste from fish processing and filleting plant, cannery waste, and carcasses of fishes. So these are the raw materials which we are using for production of fish meal. Then we are having a different methods by which we can convert or we can produce the fish meal. So one is the wet rendering or wet reduction. So wet rendering or wet reduction method is especially applicable for fatty fishes. Then second method for production of fish meal is the dry rendering or dry reduction. So this dry rendering or dry reduction is especially for the lean fishes. That means the fishes which is having a less amount of fat, less amount of oil in their body. So this method, the application of this method, it depends upon the type of fishes or fish waste used. That means basically the percentage of oil, whether it is a fatty or lean. So these methods basically apply on the type of fish or the type of waste which we are getting from other processing area, industries. So dry rendering
सर
implies hello
सर
बोलो.
उसके लिए इक्विपमेंट होता होगा सर?
Yeah, definitely. Without equipment, we can't. So that's why we are going to this process. That method is there, dry rendering is there, dry reduction is there, wet rendering is there, wet reduction is there. But for that, definitely we require a lot of machinery, a lot of equipment. So we will go one by one. Okay. So this dry rendering employed to process fish meal from non-oily fish or fish offal. Already I already said. So this especially this method is applicable for non-fatty fishes or non-fatty fish offals. It's a traditional method. So here how we can produce the fish meal. So first we are having a raw materials. So this raw materials, what we are doing the sun drying. Raw materials, we are doing sun drying. So after drying, what we are doing, we are pulverizing. That means we are doing grinding. So this dried fish will be converted into small pieces. So that is the fish meal. Then moisture contents here will be 10%. After the drying, the moisture content will be 10%. Then industrial method में क्या है? How we are producing the fish meal. Traditional method में simply raw material लेंगे, fish लेंगे, उसको सुखाएंगे, सुखाने के बाद में उसको grinding और pulverizing करेंगे. So that is the fish meal. But industrial application or industrial method में how we are producing. So we are having a raw materials. This raw materials what we are doing, थोड़ा सा उसको grinding करते हैं, थोड़ा सा उसको chop कर देते हैं, छोटा-छोटा टुकड़ा कर देते हैं. Then we are feeding into the cooker. We are applying some cooking temperature. So kya cooking temperature, and then after cooking, what we are doing? Drying. So this is the industrial method. Raw material, then grinding, cooking, and dry. So that is the fish meal production of. So advantage kya hai? Ye cooker method hai. It may yield good quality of fish meal and suitable for shrimp waste, and high cost of production. Production cost is higher. If we are seeing the production cost, it is higher. Okay. Then suitable for batch operation. That means एक बार में हम अपने लोड किया तो एक बार में हम उसको निकालेंगे, loading or unloading. That's why it is a batch operation. Then water soluble materials retain in meal, and it may results in the high yield. Then flexibility in operation to suit the condition of raw materials. So that is the advantages of dry rendering or dry reduction. Disadvantage kya hai? Here we may get the inferior quality of oil because the fish which we are using here, it is a non-oily in nature, non-fatty in nature. It is a lean fish, not a fatty fish. That's why the quality of the oil will be not good, because we are applying the different processing parameter. Then here limited capacity will be there, slow production rate will be there, more expensive to operate. So if operational cost is expensive here, and production is also slow rate. So this is about the dry rendering. Now we are having the wet reduction or wet rendering. So this wet rendering or wet reduction is especially suited for the fatty fishes, especially the sardine and mackerel. Here we can simultaneous production of fish meal and fish oil. We can produce fish meal as well as fish oil also. But in dry rendering, we can produce fish meal only. If the fat percentage will be more, then we have to produce fish oil also from dry rendering process. Best suited for large quantity of fish. So this wet rendering is especially suited for large quantity of fish. So moisture reduction, here we are reducing the moisture level 6 to 10%. elaborate machinery is employed. It required a lot of machineries because several processing steps is involved for production of the fish meal. So that's why we required large space, huge space for machinery installation. So this is the flow chart. Flow chart, that means, see, this is raw materials. Then raw materials, what we are doing, we are grinding. What we are doing, we are grinding the raw material. So in grinding, what basically we are doing, we are making in a small pieces of the bigger fish. Suppose we are, so basically we are chopping and converting into small pieces. That is the grinding. Then after grinding, we are applying into the cooker or cooking. So cooking, especially used to cook the fish by using that cooker. So here we are applying for 20 minutes. 20 minutes we are keeping at 20 minutes. Then after cooking, the fish will be cooked. So then cooked fish we are subjecting into the screw press. So one screw press is there. So there we are applying a pressure over the cooked fish. So we will get two kinds of things. One will be press cake, another will be press liquor. One will be press cake, another will be press liquor. Okay. So this press cake will be, and another will press liquor. So press liquor basically it's a mixture of water, oil and solid. क्या क्या है? Water, oil and solid. So this water percentage will be 78%. Water percentage will be 78%. Press liquor, PL, water will be 78%. Then after water there is a oil. Oil will be 16%. Then we are also having a suspended solid or solid. How much? We are having 5 to 6%. 5 to 6%. Suspended solid. And the press cake, it contains 50 to 55% moisture and 3 to 4% oil. ये जो press cake है, this press cake, PC we can say, PC, it may contains 50 to 55% moisture. 50 to 55% moisture. ठीक है? And then 3 to 4% will be oil. That press cake contains. So then from here again we are having a method. Press cake. Generally this press cake we are going to fluff. Fluff means again we are doing the grinding. That means we are the